Hey gang, hope you're having a wonderful day out there. Kawaii50 here with another Honkai Star Rail video. And after it seems like the best 4 stars video did really well, I figured I'd go ahead and put out something for newer players. There's newer players playing Honkai every single day. I expect we'll also get an influx with the first anniversary of newer or returning players. So I wanted to put together some stuff that I have discovered in my quest to Trailblaze level 70. I'm completely max level. I've got quite a few teams that I run. Hopefully, I will be able to help people either returning or new to the game not make the same mistakes that I did. Hopefully, this video ends up helping you out. If it does, feel free to go ahead, like, and subscribe. That would really help me out as we try to get 10,000 subs this year, and you can see my UID up there. Go ahead, chuck a friend request out there, and I will set up some characters to help people out as much as possible in the early game. Alright, let's get started. So this first tip is going to seem like a no-brainer to all of you, but I feel like it's necessary to mention it, at least for posterity's sake. Level the Trailblazer. Level your Trailblazer all the way up to 80. It is very important. Just like in Genshin, your Trailblazer is not only going to be getting multiple different paths that they are going to be able to use, basically change them into a character that can fulfill any role at the end of the day. But on top of that, your Trailblazer's levels are going to carry over into other paths that they end up getting, even ones in the future. So you won't necessarily have to worry about leveling them up all over again. Now, when it comes to things like traces, both major and minor, you are going to need to level those up again. Those will not carry over. And the same goes for Eidolons. You will need to grab Eidolons from other places. I really need to get around to grabbing this one. And of course, you'll need to swap your relic sets in between each and every different path that you end up getting. But Trailblazer should be your very first character you level, and by the time they get to their preservation path through a super awesome story event, that is the main path you should be using on them for the foreseeable future. Now, this next bit here, I'm sure is a trap that a lot of people fall into. I fell into this trap early on myself, but course corrected. You can see I have a lot of characters. A lot of characters. But I did not specifically snag all of these characters and do a ton of investing in them to begin with. Even I've got characters back here that I have not super worried about investing in. I've kind of just left them as they are. This is okay. This is entirely okay, and how you should be initially building the game. You're going to have characters early on, like Natasha, that you're going to end up relying on in the beginning. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, you want to make sure after you get 2 teams of 4, that should be your first goal. Spread the love, try to get 2 teams of 4 ready and raring to go. And then after that, you're going to want to specifically focus on one character at a time. You want to make sure you're able to get these characters as maxed out as possible between Eidolons, between traces, between light cones, which I really need to level. All of your characters, you should start focusing on them one at a time once you get your main team. Focus specifically on traces. Focus on getting their light cones to 80. Focus on unlocking all of these major and minor traces. I did not open this up just to show you. Bing, bang, boom. There we go. I just spent Nihility money because I need to go ahead and level that up. Try and get these leveled up as much as possible. Unlock as many different traces that you can on every single character that you have. Try to focus on their relics. Get them a full plus 15 set of the best stats you can get. Having this laser focus on each individual character is going to serve you better in the long run than trying to level up absolutely everybody at the same time. And speaking of characters, let's talk banners. Not specifically these fun banners, but this banner down here. Now, you may be getting excited and trying to get to that 300th pull in order to get your guaranteed 5-star. And this may tempt you to go ahead and spend currency on these general Star Rail passes. Do not do that. Only spend the Star Rail passes that you get handed out for free. Eventually, you will be getting quite a few of these characters. They do have the ability to show up on other banners. Do not spend your hard-earned monies on standard Star Rail passes. Just don't do it. It's gonna more than likely lead you to not being able to get a crazy character that you want up at this time. You know, a lot of people are looking for Black Swan. A lot of people are looking for Dan Heng, Invivitor Lunai. These are very, very good characters, and there's a lot of more powerful, limited characters coming out in the future. When it comes to these standard characters you can always get, just be patient. I know it's difficult. Just be patient and let them show up as they can. Don't spend money. Now, you may be wondering why I'm hanging out in this room. Well, that's because I've seen a lot of players early on asking for tips, neglecting this right here. Simulated universe is incredibly important, transcendentally important. And between this and, of course, we've got our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Echo of War right here. If you're new to the game, the second these quests pop up, you gotta go do them. Go do them as soon as possible. Echo of War has the potential to grant you 4-star light cones, as well as these advanced trace materials that unlock incredibly powerful ability bonuses for every single character. You want to go ahead and unlock these as soon as possible. And when it comes to Simulated Universe, I've seen so many people that are like, well, why don't I have my characters leveled up? They're supposed to be level 40, level 50. I'm going through all of these stages, and it seems like their stats are way too low. Simulated Universe unlocks 2 whole character equipment slots. These central equipment slots that you see on characters, these are only available from Simulated Universe. You need to go ahead and do Simulated Universe to unlock these. Having 2 whole equipment slots where you just have nothing in them is going to be a massive, massive detriment. So if you're new to the game and you've been putting off that Simulated Universe and that Echo of War quest in the beginning because you just want to go ahead and get through the main story, go back and do those. Do those immediately. You will be insanely happy when you go right back to that story content after even just doing a couple of bouts, and bing bang boom, your Simulated Universe runs will have paid off in dividends as you completely obliterate any enemies in your way. Also, if you're looking to farm that precious Trailblaze EXP, well, Simulated Universe is the absolute best way to do it. Just keep running it, keep running it, keep running it. If you are about to die, just go ahead and forfeit the run and hop right back in. As you continue to gain Simulated Universe buffs and passives, it will get easier. As you unlock additional paths, it will get easier. I promise you. Just make sure you go ahead and do that Simulated Universe. It is insanely important. Not only that, but there are some insanely powerful light cones that exist in the Simulated Universe. Like this Cruising in the Stellar Sea right here, this is one of Dr. Ratio's best. I got Ratio for free, I got his light cone for free. This is absurd. Don't spend on this. This right here is a trap. Focus on superimposers as well as these different light cones right here. Overall, your team will be incredibly thankful for it. And now it's time for my final tip for you, and this comes in the form of relic farming. I'm sure you've got a ton of these different paths to go on to attempt to farm these relics. And it can seem very, very enticing to go ahead and just keep farming these as much as possible and not equipping your characters with anything except something that ends up having the absolute perfectly rolled substats. You cannot settle for anything less. I'm going to tell you that this is a trap and this is going to halt your progression. What you want to do is you want to try and get a set effect first. Get one of these set effects, whatever the best in slot is for your character for a set effect. Focus on that first. Get a solid set of pieces that you can use to unlock the whole set effect. Once that is finally done, you can go ahead and then start worrying about farming for that absolute best in slot piece with all of the best and absolutely objectively correct substats. Why am I telling you to do this? Well, once you finally get that piece, you can just go ahead and unlock this piece you've already invested a bunch of materials into, feed that directly into your brand new piece, and you are going to immediately get, at the bare minimum, 10 levels, maybe 13, 14, there is a huge amount of experience you would get just from feeding that one thing in. It is a nice little shortcut that the game has included in it, allowing you to be like, well, not all of my farming into this piece is for naught. Just try, get yourself a set of 15s, even if they're not best in slot, and then when you finally have the time, when you finally have a solid team set, and you can go and focus on farming for that best piece with all of the best substats, or you can synthesize that best piece with all the best substats, try to go for that, well, then worry about that. But at the bare minimum, if you don't want to hamper your progression in the beginning, try to focus on getting a full plus 15 set. Worry about best in slot substats after that. If anything, just worry about getting this main slot right here, this main stat, to be the absolute best it can be. These tiny little substats down here, you can try different pieces and re-roll for those as much as you want in the future. Start with a solid foundation and grow out from there. Anyways, gang, that's all the tips I got for you. Hopefully this is going to help some people that are just starting Honkai Star Rail be able to really enjoy the game and craft a team that they really, really like. This game, I will say, it is more intimidating than Genshin for a lot of people. There's a lot of endgame content between Memories of Chaos and the new content that we just got, the wave-based content, where players are going to have to really look into team building, really look into team synergies, really have a nicely built squad and not auto-battle in order to go ahead and absolutely body that content. That content's not going to be for everyone, I understand that. But even just getting these fundamentals down, even if you have no intentions of doing things like Memory of Chaos at the end game, will ensure that you have a much more enjoyable time with Star Rail as you experience the story, as you experience the permanent events, and hopefully I've helped you enjoy this game just a little bit more, because that is overall my goal. As you head down to the comment section, be sure to check out the Discord, the Patreon, and the Ko-fi. Huge thanks to everyone on all those platforms for your support. Let me know who your favorite Star Rail character is, your favorite Star Rail team, and if you have any tips, you're a veteran player, want to chuck something down in the tips for newbies, throw something in the comment section. Let's all do what we can to help each other enjoy this game to the fullest. Anyways, gang, that's it for me, Kawaii50. I hope you all have a phenomenal day, and I will see you all in the next one.